health, peace, and job creation.
The sound you hear in the background is accompanied by this parade march past as a sign of victory. 38 years later, it is a milestone worth celebrating. It is a victory evidenced through the capacity and smartness showed by these members of the security forces. President Museveni earlier inspected the parade mounted by these security forces, whose capacity he has led in building over the years. It is this capacity that the UPDF has extended in infrastructure development.
You see what they have done with Nambole? Recently they did the new terminal.
Bakola ku airport obentebe baigulawo omukutu ogundi enoni wedigwa.
Nawulira nti bano abana Uganda batamanye ebirungi bo bagendayo wano waruga Dubai waruga
muri kuulira president wa sekere ati ababa tatera kwa abayo balowooza nga ati bali mu Dubai ate nga bali mu Uganda wa president Museveni zena kanseka mu weno sekemu.
This evidence of delivery is why the force is being considered in other infrastructure projects, including the new Uganda railway line.
We have repaired the old railway, but we are going to build a new one.
Ya ngati antigemegana okugali ejomuka nti jona giri kwirirabirizibwa era ejo egisokerwaku eje tubona nti nije jenani nije jabosokerwako ate era nga baligiriddabiriza.
We have been talking with the Chinese and other groups, but I'm also thinking of using the UPDF to build it, because the UPDF are able to do anything you want us to do.
O president yakobera ati ababaira gezaako kutumula n'Abachina ayabona amaje gano engeri gye galikolamu emirimu kusa ndowooza gasobola okola kusa okulweirwe ate galina empisa.
The president's commitment comes at a time Busoga sub-region is being considered for many road projects, including Kamuli Mburamuti Road.
We have been putting on companies, but it will be done. You can be sure it will be done.
Nti oluguudo olwo babaire batangekangawo abajo olukola kampani ayera luyida akolebwa baba webale ino.
Then there's a road from Iganga through Luuka to Kamuli and Kaliro, I think.
Ya obaba alikoba ate eriyo oluguudo kuzoiganga obiteruuka obite eikaliro obito mu ikaliro meka iso tuukire kimwe Kamuli oluguudo olwo enamadope wadi baba titaka kongera mu byangu.
So I know there are other roads, but if we could do those first.
This was part of the president's message as the rest of the world joined Uganda to celebrate 38 years of liberation. His day's message focused on 4 areas: education, wealth creation, health, peace, and job creation.
We have got like 9 million families in Uganda.
Mu Uganda tuinanga families oba amayumba oba amaka nge emiliyoni 9.
Let's say the ones in the villages are 7 million.
Singa tukoba nti amaka ago agali mu byalo singa gaba emiliyoni nga 7.
And most of them have land.
Atenga bona baine eitaka.
If each one employs 10 people,
singa emiliyoni edo omusanvu ediri mu byalo singa buli family oba maka singa gawe emirimu abantu nga 10,
we shall have 70 million jobs, more than the population of Uganda.
Proper land use for worthwhile ventures was emphasized by the president.
That if you adopt the method of commercial agriculture on a small scale, like the model of Mr. Nyakana in Fort Portal. Olima, Olunda, Biotunda ku, ate birimu ekibaro. This is where PDM comes in.
Wano sente edida kumuluka wedidiramu.
Where emyoga come in.
N'emyoga dona wedingiriramu.
I will come back to Busoga for a zonal tour. We shall talk more about that.
Other leaders, including ministers, agreed with the president's message.
He encouraged them to participate in the respective programs that have been put in place by the government of NRM, especially the parish development model, which is our pillar program as we speak now.
The people of Soga, you have listened and you have heard His Excellency's message about the sugarcane issue. If you don't have big land, please don't plant sugarcane, plant other issues. And for me, I would like that message to continue. Otherwise, as children of the soil, we are so grateful.
The 38th NRM Liberation Anniversary has been held under the theme, Building a Country We All Cherish. Henry Okrut, UBC, Ginger.
Well, comprehensive piece right there on the 38th NRM Liberation Day. Thank you, Henry. Now, in other news, over 200 youth that are out of school and refugees have been awarded certificates and startup capital and equipment after the completion of vocational and technical skills at Ave Maria Technical Institute in Kamwenge District. Now, Business Vocational Education and Training Skills Program by the Youth Integrated Development Organization and NAPEL had an impact on many lives of the young people living in the settlements and many sub-counties in Kamwenge District. We have a detailed report coming your way.
I congratulate all those whose names have been read for the award of the Directorate of Industrial Training Certificate in Motor Vehicle Mechanics. Congratulations.
A significant number of youth face immense challenges, locked out of many employment opportunities as they struggle to find ways to generate income. A total of 200 youth from Ramwanja, refugee settlement and sub-counties across Kamwenge district have been empowered with crucial vocational skills and startup equipments by the Youth Integrated Development Organization (YIDO).
We have attained the number of skills for self-reliance. In other words, we are able to compete with this competitive world where we have always experienced the job challenges. We have been skilled on how we can be able to manage our own businesses.
Jende ndonda kukachweka njene teke ogaraji yanje ndandikira ari tucecho mwampereza tandike nkore.
I've been skilled in motor vehicle mechanics and also another number of my other fellow trainees have attained skills in different courses.
The program includes market-relevant vocational and technical skills in bricklaying and concrete proactive, tailoring, knitting, computer studies, carpentry and joinery, welding and fabrication.
Today was the last day when these students were graduating and being awarded the certificate from DIT, from the government of Uganda, so that they can start off their new life. As YIDO and NAPEL Uganda, we've been able to give them a toolkit for each and every student who has graduated.
Trained in 3 months, intensive training, and they went out for 2 months, that is industrial training. At the end of it, they were subjected to DIT assessment, and they were assessed, and we even had 98% pass. Most of them passed, and they have their certificates.
The skilling initiative jointly implemented by the NAPEL and the Youth Integrated Development Organization (YIDO) addresses youth unemployment by enhancing the quality of skills training through innovative approaches, including work-based learning.
And I must tell you that the presidential initiative is working. We are realizing its fruits. That when somebody acquires skills, he can't go wrong. He will be able to employ himself or herself. Secondly, he will be able to employ others.
Haruna Mtesasira, UBC News.
Now, about 14 years ago, government established affirmative ministries to address the specific needs and challenges of certain regions affected by conflict and poverty. Now, this aim was to promote social justice, equity and inclusion for the people of northern Uganda, Karamoja, Teso, Luwero Triangle, Bunyoro, and the elderly and disabled. In this story, we focus on the Ministry of Bunyoro Affairs, which was created in 2010 to oversee the development and welfare of the people in Bunyoro sub-region.
The sub-region comprises of 9 districts, 1 city and 1 municipality, and is rich in natural resources such as oil and gas and minerals. However, it also faces challenges such as land conflicts, environmental degradation, and poor infrastructure.
This school, since 1945, it has never been renovated.
Last year, the ministry, under the leadership of Jennifer Namuyangu, embarked on executing several government projects in the sub-region. Some of these projects include the rehabilitation of public institutions, enhancing referral health services, and economic empowerment.
We are talking about 3 to 4 million given to each group. Some are in piggery, some are in goat rearing, some are doing produce buying, and I know that the leaders will support us in mobilizing and sensitizing the people.
This is war. We are fighting unemployment. We are fighting household income from all corners. Like in the army, in the war, you have small guns, we have big guns, we have helicopters, we have, fighter jets. So you can now look at these projects all together, targeting the enemy. Enemy is unemployment, enemy is poverty.
One of the major projects undertaken by the ministry was the renovation of the traditional schools and churches across the sub-region.
You see, in Kibale district, we are lucky that we have a program of Burungi Bwansi, where we engage the communities, even to engage themselves in promoting some of the activities that are benefiting them. And these schools, we appreciated the parents. They had constructed some structures at a beam level. Of course, now trying to mobilize for the iron seats.
These institutions are part of the cultural heritage and identity of the Bunyoro people, and who allege that they had been neglected for decades due to the civil wars and political instabilities.
This is a region which had its own challenges from colonialism. That history is very big. I may not go in it. So government has got affirmative programs for this region so that it can catch up with the rest of the country. So like they are an orphan.
The ministry released over 4,000 pieces of iron sheets for the facelift of these institutions, which have been hailed as a sign of respect and recognition by the government.
Most of the schools within Bunyoro are in a sorry state, so we decided that we move around, see the primary schools, the secondary schools, and for purposes of equity, at least every district has taken a minimum of 300 iron sheets. Some of these have gone to one school, because these are all the schools that were built in such a way that you find it is one structure, which requires even more than 1,000 iron sheets.
Some of the beneficiaries of this project include St. Edward's SS Bukumi in Kakumiro district, Haibale Primary School in Hoima district, and Wigando Primary School in Masindi district.
The iron sheets from the Office of Prime Minister are going to be of great use, but I want to say it is going to be a drop in an ocean because the structures are beyond iron sheets.
After roofing the school, that classroom block, it is going to, the enrollment is going to increase. That's what I know, and that is going to reduce the congestion in the classroom, and so that children are going to have the good conducive learning environment.
Besides education, the ministry has also implemented other projects that capture health and economic sectors in the sub-region. Hoima Referral Hospital received a Class B ambulance to ease referral health services. It has also supported over 900 groups through micro projects and parish community associations in the sub-region.
So a total of 735,625,000. Again, I want to appeal. These groups, when they get money, it is a grant which they must use to improve their livelihoods, to improve their businesses, and I want to encourage them to use the money properly, appropriately. Don't misuse this money. It is just to support you. It is an extra. It is a bonus.
The Ministry of Bunyoro Affairs is transforming the sub-region by addressing its needs and challenges by promoting its development and welfare. Marina Wari and Joseph Oko for UBC.
And furthermore, parents, students and head teachers from various schools across the country are still celebrating the victory of their children who excelled in the primary leaving examinations, whose results were released this Thursday. Now, our reporters had a chance to visit some of the schools within Kampala and Wakiso districts where the celebrations are still going on.
The school's proprietor, George William Mubanda, applauded the government for allowing investors in Uganda, whom he said have added value to the education system.
We had 40 candidates and all of them managed to get first grade as usual. It has not been our first time. This is what we have been doing. So they all excelled in the first grade.
42 passed with the first grade and the only one with the second grade.
I'm very happy, first of all, to see that the government brought this freedom for us to start schools like this. Such institutions, such projects were not being able to be started during the other times. So everything is now fine. When you compare the last years, compare the children by the time when the children did not put on shoes while coming to school, this is another time whereby you find that no difference from here and Kampala. You find that all things are the same.
It was equally a moment of joy at Mukono Standard Junior in Nakagere Mukono, where candidates passed highly.
Abasomesa bange okunkulembera okufuna division 1 nebaza bazadde bange obutansuulirira okunsomeseza mu masomero amalungi.
I thank God for enabling us to sit our primary leaving examinations. I also thank our teachers for teaching us because they have really prepared us.
The headmaster Herbert Mukungu says they were delighted that government gave private schools opportunity to operate.
This period of 38 years of NRM existence in power, there is a lot that has transformed in our education system. Formerly, we had colonial schools that were based on churches, on mosques, but as the transformation due to the liberation of the NRM, they have allowed people to construct private schools, and this has transformed the education system.
At Kingi Fahad Islamic Primary, parents and teachers recited dua to Allah for their victory.
olwokubanga bakoze bulungi nnyo alhamdulillah era twebaza Allah tabaraka wa taala okubeera nga Kingi Fahad ebadde mu masomero agakoze obulungi ennyo mu ggwanga lyaffe mu Uganda.
Allah atuyisizaamu mu process eyo omwaka gubera mwavu naye wasobodde okukola obulungi abaana baffe 127 bayitidde mu first grade basinzeeko kuba last year newankubadde nga last year tetwalina abaana nabangi okusinga ab'omwaka guno. So tukyebaliza Allah kubanga ffe tetulina kye tusobola kukola ye yatusobozesa.
The situation was similar at Tena City Nasalan Primary School.
Well, we do congratulate the students that excelled. Now, in more news, members of the Korea Best Union Vision Church in Uganda have pledged to continue supplementing efforts of both government and parents in as far as providing basic education to Ugandan children. This was during a Thanksgiving ceremony for PLE candidates of Chiswa Union Vision Primary and Nursery School in Nakawa Division. So far, the mission has built 52 schools and 1,600 churches in Uganda since its inception in 2009.
Come to
to our office and talk to our administrator. We want to support the local bursary to help more students to come back to receive the education. Amen.
Kama akue omukisha.
Of our P7 candidates, they performed very well. We had 21 candidates. 12 of them got super first grade. Then others got second grade.
Yebaza mukama olwekyo abadde Katonda atuje wala. Namwe bayire ddala.
Got 6 aggregates and I'm very excited. I'm so happy.
Yes, thank you.
Oh!
And in sports news, teenagers face all kinds of challenges as they grow up. Now, 2 volleyball veteran women in Lilian Mpabulunji and Doreen Lwabi held a teenagers' talk at the Uganda Olympics offices in Lugogo this week to help engage adolescents on several issues. Let's have a look at the details.
TikTok, YouTube.
The Teenagers Talk 2024 was held at the Uganda Olympic offices as adolescents were able to engage and interact on the challenges and how they can better themselves as youth.
I learned a lot. I like that. I've been to a lot of things like this, and what they try to do is they try to show you that they know better. Like the adults in a situation at similar talks, so like places like this, they try to show you that they know better, but here they're actually asking for it from our perspective. They want to know how we feel about like the lives we are living, the situations we are placed in, and the things we experience. So I really like that they wanted to know from us that our opinions matter, and that despite them being adults and far older than us, some being parents, some of us here, they still treated us with respect.
In relation to the boys who learned a thing or two, the girls candidly spoke about their issues they face in society today.
We talked about how to build our self-confidence and how like this ignoring, okay, not ignoring, but
learning how to deal with not being a confident person.
Yeah.
Learning how to build your self-esteem.
And we also talked about our futures, the standards we have to set for ourselves, and how to follow them.
You have to learn to appreciate what we get, because obviously you can't always follow societal standards, because you find when everything is hard, you have to make yourselves right for other people, which really doesn't make sense because you're not being you. So advisably, just be you. If people can't accept you for who you are, then that's their problem. You have to live your life the way you feel like it will benefit you and others.
These talks have helped teach teenagers to have an open mind as they become significant human beings in society. Furthermore, teenagers are able to understand how adults respect them despite the differentials that occur in their lives through perspective, tough situations, and general life experiences. Marshamiro Victor, UBC News.
And that brings us to the end of our lunchtime news. Thank you for being a lovely audience. My name is Wadulol Mark Arnold. Stay tuned for more news in our subsequent bulletins. Have yourselves a lovely afternoon.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
My name is Kano Ida Nakarima Asuzwa. I head the State House Investors Protection Unit.